Hello guys and welcome back. It's been a while. Welcome back to the Dr. Y podcast. It's Bam and Chris review the episode of Doctor Who. Oh, I remembered it. Let's go.
Yay. Hello, I'm Chris.
I'm Bam. And welcome back. Today we are reviewing the episode The Star Beast by Rusty Davies. And it's Doctor Who back.
Yeah.
And frankly, I've got so many positives, but I have a few negatives about this episode. But for me, I don't know about Chris because we haven't talked about it at all. We're going to talk about it here on the podcast. But for me, there's a lot more positives than negatives, in my opinion. Chris, because I know I can ramble, so I'm just going to ask you first, without getting into details of the episode and giving a rating or anything. What did you feel generally about this episode, the return of Russell T Davies?
I thought that this episode had a really interesting mystery behind it. You know, like as I was watching it, I was like, this writing is very intricate. It's like the mystery of it is keeping me hooked. You know, and I really enjoyed that, particularly towards like the start of how is Donna. Should I even say that? Would that count as a spoiler? You know, what's going on with Donna now? What's going to happen when she meets the Doctor? You know, stuff like that. The mystery as it evolved through the episode was just so gripping. But on the whole, I don't think I liked it that much. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was like, if the mystery is the only thing keeping me watching, now that I know the mystery, am I ever going to rewatch it? I mean, maybe once or twice in like a few years, but like, is it one I'm going to keep going back to, like the RTD classics?
Interesting.
You know?
Interesting. I also can't find this fucking episode on iPlayer yet because I wanted to go through it.
You had it on iPlayer, you idiot.
Yeah, but they don't have it as like it's not Doctor Who 2005 to 2022. It's Doctor Who 2023.
Of course it is.
And they don't have that section on the little Whoniverse place. Whatever. So for me, Chris, I see what you're talking about, and that's very interesting. Coming straight from my point of view, because I read the comic, so I knew the twist that was going to happen.
Did you?
Yeah, I've read the comic ages ago, so I knew the twist that was going to happen. But I think for me, what I got from it was different because I didn't watch it as knowing the mystery. I just wanted to see how it was adapted from the comic. And what they change and what they add. Because the comic was Tom Baker, not David Tennant, obviously. And it was pretty much like 80-90% the same. They added Rose's storyline, and the Dr. Donna stuff, and all of that stuff added onto it to make it mix with what they wrote for the TV show. But it's very similar. So I think because it was mainly, this one was really much about like having that nostalgic feel to it. I think that's why you weren't as interested with the rest of the stuff, because it was very much like a nostalgia bait thing. And we'll talk about there was nostalgia from not just David's era, but Matt Smith's era and Capaldi's. There was a lot of nostalgia for me specifically as well. But I think that's probably why, but we'll talk about it and see how that changes. Because I think next week's episode is going to be where it's like, it's different. It's going to be something new, because it's going to be just something that, it's not an adaptation. It's just something that Davis wrote. And obviously we'll get into that. But Chris, let's get into the Star Beast. Okay. I do like the cold open, and I do like how they're already showing Ncuti front and center. But why is Ncuti crying? What is Davis done to Ncuti's doctor? Ncuti's looking like he's about to fucking fall off a cliff with emotion. He looks so sad. God.
Well, no one will tell him what the hell is going on. So
what the hell is going on here? I don't know. Just no one's telling him anything. So he's just crying and angry. And what the hell? Someone please make sense of this. What the fuck? He's just really angry shooting.
That's all that's gonna happen on Christmas Day. I'm telling you, right? That's gonna be the whole
He's
episode.
gonna walk out. He's gonna see fucking Ruby Sun and go, "What the hell is going on here? Hi, I'm Ruby Sun. What the hell is going on here?" She enters the TARDIS. She says, "Oh, it's smaller on the outside. What the hell is going on here?" It's just He's just constantly, "What the hell is going on here?" That's gonna be his Alonzi and Geronimo. Just, what the hell is going on here?
And fantastic.
Okay, so we start off with David's Doctor, the 14th Doctor, kind of give a little rundown of the prior events with Donna Noble, because like this is now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
One of the things that's awesome is that my American buddies, they were watching it alongside with me because it was on Disney Plus. Same time releases on TV and iPlayer in the UK. So
no, I'm sure some people, I don't know if it was America, some people watched it a couple of days ago, because they have they use a location changer to a particular country that had it first.
Yeah, but I don't count that. That's what they always do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But yes, they talk about the adventures they have, the adipose, all of that, but eventually talking about and ending with the fact that the Doctor had to wipe Donna's mind, and the one rule that the Doctor gave them basically said she cannot remember me. She can look at him, she can see him, but she cannot remember who the Doctor is. That's the one rule. Because we did see this kind of mind explosion thing happen during the end of time.
Yeah.
Where Donna doesn't remember the Doctor, but remembers some of the alien stuff, and it's kind of like exposed her mind. Well, she didn't remember the Doctor, so that's the one rule. She cannot remember me. And the Doctor ends the question with, why did he kind of get his face back? Why?
Yeah.
I think that's the big question about this whole three specials. Is going to be why the Doctor has his face back. And my guess is something to do with the toy maker.
I think everyone knows at this point it's to do with the toy maker. I'd be very surprised if it's not.
It's just a master. It's like, no, not again. Can he die, please?
Like imagine if the master is pretending to be the celestial toy maker, and it's
oh god, I would hate that.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy, Chris?
Yeah.
What do you think about that new intro? I think it's fucking beautiful.
It really is. I remember showing you a few years ago when we were at college, like a couple of fan title sequences back from 2013, and they look like this. Like not exactly, but like it's the same kind of
quality
concept. Yeah, and quality as well. Yeah, of just I'm just rewatching it right now. And it's like,
I am too. It's fucking...
It's so much more than we've ever had before, and I know that's kind of the point. Like it's we're moving with the times, but like this is what we should have had in 2014. Like and it's finally here.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I think part of it is like the hype of it. We've been waiting for this so long that now to finally have it, to have a title sequence like this, it just makes it so much better.
What I really love about it is it looks like the TARDIS is like skateboarding or like surfing.
Yeah.
It's like surfing. It's like, way, woo. It's so fucking cool. And I think, and I really like how it's definitely got like the rings of like the RTD1 era.
Yeah, it
but
does.
It's way more modern and it's way more different. And I like that I like the purple. I'm really liking the purple.
The bit at the end where it has like the name of the episode and the writer, it's like the Series 7 Part 2 title sequence, but just much better quality. Like it's almost identical.
One thing I don't like is how they reveal the Doctor Who logo. It's like it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If it was a bit more like, I don't know,
but
like
it's literally the TARDIS as well.
Yeah, but I do like how they not only reference that written by Rusty Davis, but the comic writers Pat Mills and David Gibbons.
Well, going off what you said, that makes perfect sense because it literally is their story.
Yeah, it is. It is their story with a bit of Russell T Davies added to it.
Yeah, but I didn't quite. I let you continue to be nice for some reason. What I meant to say about the logo is that it's if the logo is the TARDIS, so why not just have a shot of the TARDIS like move from the side of it to the top of it, and that's where the logo is.
That would be a cool visual, yeah. because it is just the
Yeah.
top of the TARDIS because it's a square.
Yeah, or a diamond.
A diamond is a square on its side, Chris.
Well, true, but it's called the diamond logo. People are going to kill you for saying it's a square.
The first shot we see,
It's very Torchwood.
is Torchwood Jack standing on the top of a building.
Oh no, I'm not going to say that. It's like Children of Earth opening, where you got like the credits in the corner.
It's very much they're trying to make it more cinematic, more film-like.
Yeah,
but we see the Doctor, well, not Doctor, the TARDIS land randomly in a street corner. Now, I think in the canon of this, in the canon of the events after Power of the Doctor, it actually goes into how that happened into the comics, and then the Children Need Special, then this. So I think that's a turn of events.
Oh, okay.
So he's just basically created the word Dalek.
Yeah, and he's got a smile on his face.
But then he lands outside and opens the TARDIS. And you don't see the TARDIS interior on the outside because by this time they destroyed the Jodie set.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So they didn't have it. And obviously
they could have CG'd it. They could have CG'd it from previous footage.
There's no point.
No. Well, to be honest, I thought that David was going to have the Jodie TARDIS. Because then you had like a new one for Ncuti.
I thought the new one was going to be for Ncuti, but they reveal it here at the end of the episode, which is really nice. But yeah, we see that because this is directed by Rachel Talalay, who
is amazing. There are very few directors that I say, I can learn a lot from, which I can learn a lot from her.
Yeah, so great direction from Rachel, and the first thing we see, from me being a Londoner, I know exactly where they are. They're in Camden. Yeah, I know because we see Updog. Sorry, Cyberdog. Sorry, not Updog.
Yeah, well, no, I know because everyone was like, everyone found them shooting it like a year and a half ago, and I was watching the live stream that someone was, on YouTube live and just saying, look, what's going on? It's Rachel and it's David Tennant and it's Wilf, who wasn't in this scene actually, but he was on set that day.
Yeah, either they cut around Wilf, or
he's in the next one,
or he's only in the third one because that's the one with the toy maker, which you saw him.
Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah,
there's never that. But we'll talk about Wilf in a moment. First thing that's so noticeable to me. Because the Doctor comes at the TARDIS, he walks into Camden, and he's walking about, just looking at stuff, and he sees a woman struggling with a bunch of boxes. He goes to help her, takes the boxes down, and instantly sees Donna Noble. And he puts the boxes back up like, I'm ignoring this, I'm avoiding this, I ain't doing this. If she remembers me, she dies. So he's like trying to walk away, and Donna's like, you prick, come back here, help me.
Do you mind, skinny man?
And they have the motif of Donna's theme. A place it goes.
Do they?
It goes do 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 do, and I was sitting there going, oh.
Because you were watching it with headphones on.
Yeah.
That's why it pays to watch it on iPlayer.
I was sitting there going, oh my God. Oh my Lord. And there's so many motifs they bring back, but I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know how many people who watch this podcast know this, but I was against Murray coming back.
I take it back. Stupid idiot. You stupid idiot. I told you. Murray is what makes it all merge together. Murray's what is that Doctor Who feel.
I'm thinking too much about like the behind the scenes of it, not so much like the episodes themselves. But
I hear that shit and I'm like, oh my God. The doctor's like, okay, I'll help her, and he helps Donna take it down. And Donna's like, oh yeah, sorry, this isn't my stuff. It's the stuff of my daughter, Rose. And when the Doctor hears Rose, he goes, what the fuck? He's like, no, she's back.
What hell dimension have I made?
Did I drop into a parallel universe? What's happening?
What's happened to Jackie?
Jackie.
Her dad is like Pete Tyler.
But then we see Rose come running down, who is played by Yasmin Finney. who
Yeah.
is Donna's daughter. One
Yeah.
keynote is Rose is trans, which is very important for the episode because this gets brought up multiple times.
Yeah.
And without getting into the ending, it's actually kind of a key point for the ending of
It
the
is.
episode.
Yeah. It's very important. I was a bit confused when I started watching this because I know they must have been trying to keep it a secret. I know that with hindsight, but like, I was under the impression she was just playing a girl.
I think that was most
very
people's.
confused.
I think that was.
Yeah.
I think most people who either didn't really look into it or stuff like that probably would assume the same thing. It's like that, or then the transphobes getting angry, going, "Oh, I'm not gonna say the words because they're transphobic," but you can guess what they're about to say.
Well, we saw it in the episode, didn't we? I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yes, you are, Chris.
We did. Yeah,
but that's what we get introduced to Rose, and I actually really like Yasmin Finney in this episode.
Yeah, she's really good. She's probably like one of the most subtle actors I've ever come across. Subtle in this case meaning believable, realistic.
Yeah, because it's just she's just
you don't feel like she's acting. You know, I watched the Doctor, and
I feel like
there's a bit of David Tennant in there, and not so much the Doctor. Every so often, like not in a bad way.
Yeah,
but like,
it
it
definitely
happens.
feels
It's
like
natural.
David's not playing the 10th. David's definitely playing another Doctor.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah,
and it's also because he's older and his accent's slightly a bit off, which helps the feeling that like it's not the 10th, it's the 14th. But we revealed that Donna's holding a bunch of toys that Rose is making to send to Dubai. And as she's kind of checking on the toys,
some of it to Dubai.
As she's checking on the toys, bang! Out of nowhere, a spaceship comes flying down the sky, and everyone's looking at it. Their cameras looking at it, and they're like, "Oh my fucking god, a spaceship!" And Donna doesn't see it. She's busy going like, "Oh, spaceship? No, you sound like your great granddad."
Great granddad Will.
Because that's a callback to where Wolf was always looking at the stars. Does he spaceships?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Bernard Cribbins.
Rest in peace, mate.
We see the spaceship crash. Boom. And Donna kind of turns around and is like, "Well, you know what? I don't believe you." Anyways, and then she calls on the Doctor's outfit, saying, "If you're wearing a suit that tight at the age of 35, that's the limit. Older. That's the limit. You don't want to be wearing that over the age of 35."
Yeah.
I love their banter. They still have it.
How old does he look in this episode? Because I wouldn't say he looks like he's in his 50s.
He looks old. I would say he looks like he's in his 50s, because people in their 50s look a lot younger nowadays.
True, that is true.
I saw a fact that the age that the age that Tennant is right now is around the same age that the first Doctor was when he did Doctor Who.
Yeah,
and they look vastly different. Yeah, people just look younger nowadays.
Yeah, good, I guess.
But as this happens, the Doctor's like, "I want to go see this fucking spaceship crash."
Yeah,
because he hears another person screaming, "Rose!" Sorry, I've just burped. Screaming, "Rose, Rose, Rose!" He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And we see it's none other than Donna's husband. Do you remember his name?
Yes, I do remember his name. Sean Temple.
Sean Temple Noble.
No, Sean Temple. That's
Sean
what they said
Temple
in this
Noble.
episode.
Anyways, they make a little cool gag in this part where the Doctor shows the psychic paper. The psychic paper's back. Woo!
Yeah.
And
it was really clever. He's like, "Oh, you know, it's still set to female."
Yeah, because he shows Sean a psychic paper so Sean can drive the Doctor to the crash out of the plane, the spaceship. He's like, "Oh, I can't get you there. The roads are all close." So he gets out the psychic paper. It's like, "Well, it doesn't matter. I'm the Grand Master of Knowledge." And he says, "Well, no, that says Grand Mistress." So he's like, "Oh my god, catch up!" Because it's talking about how he used to be Jodie.
Yeah. Well, I mean that would be in his head, wouldn't it? Because the psychic paper is what you want people to see. So he's,
Yeah, but
he's
the
like
Doctor
he's
does-
annoyed at himself.
The Doctor does have a bit of like, yeah, the Doctor does have a bit of like, he still himself sees himself as a woman at this point.
Yeah,
He hasn't really
and
got
it's
to grips that he's David Tennant again.
Yeah, and it's far more subtle than with Jodie. Like Chibnall, this is how you do it. All the people that criticize, who criticize the naysayers like me, who are like, oh, you just don't like it anymore. No, this is how you write a gender swap Doctor. This is how you write the post regeneration bit.
It's I like also how they keep hinting at this the gender of the Doctor, because it's again a pivotal point at the end in the episode, and it's a thing, and it's just this thing they keep hinting to, and they're not afraid of talking about it, which is what I also really like. Is I made a tweet about it, like they're just not afraid to talk about the let's say tougher issues, which I don't think is tough, but like the issues some people on Twitter would get angry about, let's say that trans issues, and stuff like that. But Sean's like, oh, whatever, mate, I'll help you drive there, and they're in the car because he's a cab driver. So as they're driving, Sean's asking the Doctor, we'll say, hey mate, how do you know Donna? And he's like, oh, I know that friend of hers. What's her name? Oh yes, Neris. It's like, oh, Neris.
It's Neris from End of Time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Neris is fine. He's like, yeah, how's she after the accident? It's like, she's not fine. That she caused. Oh, she's whatever. It's just like
she's been fine. She's had to pay.
I like the comedy of this. It's not.
It's very realistic comedy. It's like what you would expect in a conversation.
It's just nice. It feels like Doctor Who. I'm sitting here with a smile on my face going, I feel back. This feels like Doctor Who is back. I wrote in my notes, this already feels so T. Davis, I love it, in caps.
Yeah. Well, also the promotion as well, though. Like, to see all the promotion, like, constantly, like, before. I know, like, today's the day. But, like, just to see all the promotion again, it reminds me of, like, 2008. Kind of time.
It just feels good. I'm so happy with this. But the Doctor then comments on something that people on Twitter have been talking about for quite a bit of time. Is that at the end of his series, before they went to the specials, the Doctor. So no, at the end of time, I think it was the Doctor.
And at the end of the specials.
The Doctor gives Donna a lottery ticket.
Yes.
And she wins £166 million. And the Doctor's asking, well, why the fuck are you still working, Sean, if you guys are rich? And he's like, well, Donna gave all the money to charity. Yeah. And the Doctor's like, what? And it's done as like a comedy bit, like, oh, for fuck's sake, she gave it to charity, but that comes back later again.
Well, I mean, if she hadn't given it away, it would be worthless by now. Inflation, cost of living crisis.
Fucking hell, Chris. But yes, that is what happens. She gave away the money to charity, and now they have to work because they now bought a house, a really nice house, but can't afford to upkeep the house and pay the rent for the house. So
the rent.
That's what I'm sure. No, because they own the house. The mortgage, that's the one. Sorry. Yeah. The mortgage for the house.
But if they had 166 million and they bought a house,
they would have just bought without the mortgage.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's just like upkeep. So many rooms they have to pay the electricity bill.
Yeah, like the electricity bill and the internet probably. We cut to what I know now is. This is when I start to feel like this is fucking T. Davis, Doctor Who back. It's because we had news reporters back. In the Doctor Who episode, I saw BBC breaking news. I went, "Oh my god, oh my god!"
And then he gets taken by the military.
Yeah, by UNIT. It's
so
UNIT.
Funny.
But they have the BBC unit forces in attendance. The unit
BBC
forces.
forces.
This report was talking about like how they're at a steel workshop and this thing has crashed into here, and then the unit officers grab this guy, chuck him away, and start storming this fucking place. And then we see the Doctor is kind of sneak in, and Murray Gold's music is playing here. It feels like it's 2010 all over again. I'm like, this is fucking beautiful. I'm loving this shit. This shit's amazing. And then we get introduced to a new character. The lady in the wheelchair. Our first kind of start of the representation of lesser abled people, of people in chairs and stuff, because we also have what's that kid's name who's coming in on one of the seasons, because he rides around in a Swagway. I've forgotten, but fans will know who I'm talking about. He's another one of the representation we're to be getting. But yeah, the Doctors kind of walk around and we see her talking to a unit kind of soldier. She's talking about how the fact that it's weird that they didn't crash, they landed here. That's what's weird to her. That's her name. Her name is Shirley Ann Bigham. So it took me a second. And that's the character's name. Her name is Shirley Ann Bigham. And she, it was revealed later what she is, but she's definitely someone who's working for UNIT, and she's in a chair, but she's pretty knowledgeable. At this moment, we're about 8 minutes in. I'm so into this. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. I literally wrote in my notes, this is so amazing. And Chris, what were you thinking about this moment? Because obviously they just start to introduce everyone. The mystery's starting to evolve. Again, you haven't read the comic, so I'm like, what are you thinking about this right now?
This was where I was like, okay, the mystery's getting really good. Like, this is like, you know, I wanted to find out what was going to happen, you know, and I thought, you know, this is intelligent science fiction writing, right? Yeah. We cut to Rose and Donna walking on the street, and these fucking hooligans on bikes basically just start dead naming Rose. And if you don't know what dead naming means, it's using someone's name before they transitioned and chose their new name, which is kind of very taboo, very bad. You shouldn't do that. You know, just dead naming Rose, and it's obvious that Rose is definitely affected by it. But the one thing I really love is how Donna's just instantly like, I'm gonna find out who that fucking kid's parent is, and I'm gonna fucking tell him. Like, she's just like, I'm a defender. I love my daughter, and I just love Donna. Donna's such a it's so her. It's so her. She's just it's just Donna, and I love it. I've just realised this. She looks at the exact same age. It's like she's just confident. It doesn't age. If you were to describe someone like Donna's age when she first came into the show, you would think of either her at the time or her now. Like, age, but like she stayed the same age. But they arrive at this really nice, like, middle class, detached house. It's pretty fucking. Is it detached? Is it? I think it's semi-detached. Well, no, I'll tell you later when I think it's probably not. Oh no, that makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, no, it's not detached. It's not detached. Dumbo. Well, I did think it was detached when I first saw it. I think it did look detached on the outside. But they did in this nice multi-floor fucking house. It's fucking beautiful. And we see Sylvia Noble making a curry on a Saturday afternoon. Oh. Curry, the number one food of Britain. That literally is the food of Britain, I think. A curry. Yeah, it is as well, yeah. So Sylvia Noble wearing a curry, also wearing shoes in the house. Yeah, in someone else's house. Sylvia Noble. But yeah, they're making she's making a curry, and it's just really nice. You see this little moment where Sylvia and Donna are talking about Donna losing her job because Donna is just so Donna. Sylvia's talking about like want to keep the money. Why did Donna donate? And Donna's like, I don't fucking know. And eventually Rose goes to the shed in the backyard to kind of work on her
dolls that she's going to send to Dubai. And this is really nice. And I like, and by nice, I don't mean it's weird. It's nice because I like that they're talking about it and they're not shying away from talking about it. And I like that they show that a character is still getting to grips with Rose's transition. Because Sylvia accidentally calls Rose he instead of she. And Sylvia's like, oh shit, sorry, I don't know how to deal with this. It's all kind of new to me. And I just like that there are characters like, and I think, and it's something I like about Davis's writing. People call it woke, and I hate that term. But people call it woke, and people call it like fucking leftist propaganda, whatever the fuck people say, right? People call it all this stuff, and they will quote to things like Star Wars having a female character for a female main character for the sequels, and I'm like, no, I don't care.
And like it was obvious that was going to happen.
But it's like other writers would have probably not touched on this the same way. They probably would have went.
No, Chibnall seemed very scared of touching this.
Chibnall is a prime example, but I don't want to be shitting on Chibnall the whole episode. But let's get to that. Chibnall's a prime example when talking about the gay storyline between Yaz and the Doctor, and how it's so weird that it's never talked upon. Really, you don't really explore how Yaz feels about it, because throughout the whole run, she figures out that she likes someone who looks like a female. So like, because at the very start, it's definitely like a Yaz Ryan thing going on. Then that stops. And then slowly there's this Yaz Doctor thing going on. And we don't explore how Yaz feels like that change in her. We don't see anything of that. We don't explore any of that.
No.
It's just, it happens. The Doctor goes, sorry, I'm married to River Song. And then nothing happens. The Doctor literally kicks her out the TARDIS and says, fuck off. I'm regenerating now. And then never sees her again. It's not talked upon. But they're talking about the hard issues. They have, and they talked about this in Unleashed. They have characters dead named Rose to say this is the thing that happens. It sadly it will constantly happen. There'll be no major change, really. But Davis does it because he wants to show young audience, young viewers that this isn't okay, and kind of basically teach them this isn't okay. But it's also okay not to understand it fully. Right, like Sylvia is, but it's good that it's good if you're trying to trying to learn and be accepting is good, and that's what you should strive for. And I really like that. And it's just something that is it's very deep in it, and this episode is filled with a lot of character moments, which I'm really like. They let the characters explore stuff rather than just plot. Like. We have these small scenes with Sylvia and Donna. Sylvia saying sorry for accidentally misgendering Rose. And Sylvia constantly is kind of like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. And Donna's like, it doesn't matter. But I know
you can tell
you're
she doesn't mean it.
You know that she's not trying to hurt Rose or Donna by the misgendering. But Donna just goes, I know you're sorry. You're trying, so am I, and that's good. And I like that. I like that. This is how you do this kind of storytelling, and how you do this kind of explanation. And I know some people may not like it. Some people may think doing that shouldn't be for a cis person like T. Davis to write this stuff. But I think.
Well, someone's got to. There's.
We can't just pretend it's not happening.
It's like, Russell is like the best Doctor Who writer. He's the most qualified for the job.
But it's not everyone can write about it in a way that's good, progressive, and actually shows the issues. Davis obviously is the same man who wrote Queer as Folk.
It's a sin as well.
It's a sin. That's the guy you want to do it, at least.
He wrote that other one, Cucumber.
What?
He wrote he wrote Cucumber, which was like, it was another one of these like very adult very openly gay shows.
Because I remember
I
when,
was-
I remember when, sorry, I remember before because I watched It's a Sin before you.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, but I still keep telling you, It's a Sin is gay as hell.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like I started watching Cucumber, and I was like, this is too much. I need to wait a while. I need to wait a while.
I need a detox. I need to watch it. I need to watch it in parts because it's so much. Oh.
Yeah,
But like,
I don't mean that in a bad way. It's
Yeah,
just like, yeah, I'm not used to it.
it's just something that I really like about this episode.
Yeah,
And then Donna kind of just reminisces about the fake spaceship thing, not seeing it, talking about how
Yeah.
Wilf used to always talk about spaceships.
yeah, and then
And-
suddenly not.
Yeah, and then now she's talking about how like she feels like something in her life is gone,
Mm.
and it's just a very emotional scene, and it just shows the difference in writing between the three showrunners of the revival of Doctor Who.
It does. It does.
While Moffat is really good with the science fiction and stuff like that, he didn't really punch in on these character moments, how these characters really
No.
feel about this.
No.
Fucking Chibnall, I honestly feel doesn't do either good.
No, he doesn't do anything right.
Like none of the characters in
He
the
can do
Chibnall era,
Torchwood all right. He can do Torchwood all right if someone's helping him.
none of the characters in the Chibnall era, none of the companions had the amount of characterization that Rose had. Fucking hell, even Meep had in this fucking episode.
Yeah,
Like
even Sean had.
Shirley Ann Bigham, like all these people
Yeah,
had
yeah.
characterization in more than fucking 2 seasons
The
of
little
fucking
kid.
Doctor or whatever fucking Ryan would say. Like, did you like?
Yeah. Oh my
I love it.
goodness.
So we move on
Yeah.
to Yasmin Finney's Rose and this kid who seems to be kind of like a young just like he's really interested in like this. He's this sci-fi loving nerdy kid. His name is Fudge. Well, that's what Rose calls him.
Yeah.
He says it's Fudge, and they both go to see this crashed little spaceship, which looks like a little tiny little pod. As they do this, Rose is kind of like, well, what the fuck is this? And kind of walks away until she hears some glass moving in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what's going on. And she slowly creeps towards this. The music is eerie and tense. You're like, if you're someone like Chris, I'm assuming Chris, you're like, what the fuck's happening? Because you don't know what you've not seen, you've not read the comic. So I'm like, okay, this is how they're going to choose.
Well, I knew that Beat the Meat was going to be in it at some point in this one, so I thought this is like the most central place to introduce it. You know, so yeah.
Sorry, you misgendered the beep. It's the beep. Do you remember the scene where the beep goes,
Yeah.
my pronouns are the meep.
The definite article, you might say.
My pronouns is a definite article. The meep. I loved that. I know some people hate that, but I'm like, I loved that. That was good.
But then it like misgendered itself and said, "I am the meat." No, it would be the meep is the meep.
The meep. But yes, Rose sees the meep behind some garbage bins, and for the longest time, I didn't know if the meep was cute or ugly.
Yeah, I can't tell.
I was leaning a bit more to cute. I was like, the meep's pretty cute.
I didn't care. Like, he's just one of those characters you see in like films these days. It's just like, oh, you know, it's really cute, and it was like very much like Fantastic Beasts or like what were they called, the Porgs in Star Wars, you know, stuff like that. I'm done with it.
But Meep and Rose talk. Rose is kind of like, who are you? And it's like, I'm the Meep. And what's going on here? I'm running from a group of people who are trying to kill me. There are others from the sky. Who are they? They're monsters. They're cutting me down. So Rose tries to get Meep back to the shed. We also get introduced to the Wraith Warriors. Because Wraith Warriors see little old Fudge going down the alleyway, talking about aliens on his phone. But they definitely reveal these big gun-wielding aliens as the villains, the Wraith Warriors. You're like, oh shit, okay, so this is where your head's going. Your head's going, the Wraith Warriors are coming after Meep and want to kill Meep. But why? That's what we've got to find out. Why? So again, at this moment you're probably like, okay, I see where this is going now. The hunting down for Meep's cute. It's kind of like E.T. You know, it's a little bit E.T. And that's the intent. It's a twist on E.T.
Yeah.
But I like the voices of the Meep, which is Miriam Margolyes.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
When did you find that out?
I found it out when they announced it on Twitter.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say.
But Miriam Margolyes and the Wraith Warriors. I like how the Wraith Warriors are like, hello, I am the Wraith Warriors. They're like,
did you watch it with subtitles on?
I always watch Doctor Who with subtitles on, so I knew what they said.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're it's spelt a very strange way.
The Wraith or the Wrath Warriors.
Yeah, like the Wrath Warriors, I think.
But when I see the fucking Wraith Wrath Warriors standing there going, continue the hunt, looking around, it felt so Sarah Jane Adventures to me for some reason.
Yeah, now you say
like,
it.
This feels like my childhood. This feels like I'm loving it so much.
Yeah.
So much. And
yeah, you're right.
It's just like, this is Doctor Who. And I'm so happy that we're getting at least 3 extra seasons with Davis, because Davis revealed that he's
4.
Davis revealed that he's writing series 3. Oh, sorry.
No.
Was it 4?
He's writing season 4 because Stephen Moffat's coming back for it.
What?
Yeah. Didn't you hear?
Are you fucking with me?
No, I'm not fucking with you.
But we're sidetracked. We're sidetracked.
Yeah.
Because we're nearly an hour already into this episode of recording. So we're gonna talk about this, and we're only 13 minutes into the actual episode.
It's Russell's fault for being so interesting.
We cut back to the Doctor and using his sonic screwdriver in a very new way.
Yeah.
He like draws the sonic and it makes like a screen, and he's reading the signs of the ship. And cool thing is, it was playing the Doctor's theme in the background when the scene was happening.
Was it? Which one?
The Gallifrey one, I think.
The Gallifrey one.
No, it's the shit. No, it's the do 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 do.
Oh, that one.
It was playing that one.
that's the 10th Doctor's one, I think. It's either the 9th or the 10th. I think it's the second one they did with the 10.
It's one of the ones, because he has that one and
and he has Song of Freedom, and he has I can check it on Spotify right now.
That's the one they're literally doing is the Ood song.
Yeah. No. That's not the Ood song. Wait, was it the first Ood episode?
No, not the one the Ood sing, but the Doctor, like the one, because the Oods are like, the Doctor has a song, and that song's ending, and that's the theme. That's the whole point. So like that's Song of Freedom, isn't it? The Ood song. That's a different one. No, not the one where they're singing together like homeless. 10th Doctor theme. What's it called?
I think it's the Doctor's theme, series 4.
Oh, I think literally it's just called the Doctor's theme. Yeah, no, that's literally what it's called. It's just called the Doctor's theme.
But it's different to the Doctor's theme, which was 9's.
It uses the motif.
Yeah.
But it's obviously a different arrangement and stuff. But it is.
Yeah.
That Doctor. So I'm like, yes.
Is that 14's theme?
No, I don't think 14 has a theme because he's not here for long.
Oh.
So I think they're just, because it's all like a nostalgia gate thing. So they're just using a bit of the 10th. Because he also used some of 11's music, which we'll get back to in a moment. But yeah, he's using that, and I literally wrote on my notes, they used updated Tennant theme here, while he's using the new sonic display function. Oh my god. So he's using that, and then we see Shirley and Bingham kind of wheel up towards the Doctor, and Shirley instantly knows who this guy is. He's like, well, did we annoy you or something? And he's like, oh, no. I just kind of don't want to talk to people. It's very different to. He's a lot more moody. He's a lot more by himself.
He is.
Which is again very different to 10. Because 10 would be like, everyone come here, look at me, I'm amazing. He's very different to 10, and I'm liking it. It definitely feels like he's definitely someone who's had the experiences of Eccleston, Matt,
certainly
Jodie.
12.
Yeah. So he's definitely like a lot more like he's brooding. He's thinking a lot in his head.
He is a post Peter Capaldi 10th Doctor.
So he's talking about the double-bladed dagger drive, which is what they use later on, because the dagger drive has to go into the earth and destroy like a 5-foot radius to fly off. But he's talking with Shirley Ann Bingham, and they're just kind of talking technobabble. And this is when Shirley Ann Bingham reveals that she is the unit's scientific advisor, number 56. She's taken a doctor's job.
They get through a lot.
She's taken a doctor's job.
Yeah.
Because if you know, the doctor was the first scientific advisor for UNIT.
Yeah. And he was still a scientific advisor in the 50th because he said he was doing his job.
I think that's just a callback. I don't think he actually technically had the job. I think he was like, "This is my job," but like he hasn't done it for a while because he's the doctor.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the scientific advisor. So she is this. That's what I love. So for fans, you know that she has to be really fucking smart because she's a scientific advisor, which is the doctor's job.
Yeah.
So she has to. So she's smart and she knows what she's fucking talking about.
Yeah.
So every time you see her, you're gonna be like, Shirley, she's a smart cat. She's cool, and she does some cool stuff later on in the episode. But this is when the doctor kind of reveals he doesn't know who he is, why he has this face anymore. He reveals that he isn't the 10th Doctor. He's a doctor after he was a guy in a bow tie, a Scotsman, and a woman. And he doesn't know who he is anymore, or why he has his face back, which again seems to be the main kind of story thread for these specials. Is why does the Doctor have this face back? Why?
He's just sending you something for later. Don't worry about it.
But he's confused. He's just absolutely confused. He's talking about how the TARDIS literally landed next to Donna. And he says this line that he says in the trailer, I don't believe in destiny, but if destiny exists, it's heading towards Donna Noble. And that's when they mentioned that they found an escape pod, and they're going to secure a sighting of the Meep. The Doctor kind of jumps on board the unit kind of car or truck or army car that's driving towards where they think the Meep is, and Shirley Ann Bingham is asking the rest of the guys on the unit team that are with her to go and check the motherfucking spaceship and see what's inside. So they go in, and then this kind of space gas comes flying out of it and brain controls all of these motherfuckers, and they all head out somewhere we don't know. We cut back in and we see Rose returning. She's hidden Meep inside her not garage, what's the fucking word? What the fuck is the word?
Shed.
Thank you, that's the word. Yeah, she leaves Meep in the shed. Explain that she's helping to pay for obviously the living cost of the house via making these little dolls and sending them to Dubai. And then Donna comes in. You got to take the fucking bins out. It's your turn to take the fucking bins out. And Donna notices Meep. She instantly thinks that's one of or a new kind of doll toy that Yaz, Finney's character, not Yaz. That's why I got Yaz, not Yaz. Yasmin Finney's character Rose. That's the she thinks that's something she's made, or one of the dolls, and she looks at it and then she sees Meep blink and she's like, what the, pokes it in the eye, and then Meep goes, ah! She goes, what the hell? And it's like, it's so Donna. It's so
yeah,
Donna.
it is.
I
feel like they cut a bit out here. Like watching it through again, there's a very convenient cut. I think when Beep blinked, Rose was going to try and tell Donna it didn't blink. You imagined it, but it's cut.
yeah, sometimes the editor does that. Maybe it's for like time stuff.
I mean, sure, fine, but like, you know, it's just interesting that it's noticeable if you know what to look out for.
One thing I would to mention is that Beep Beep sympathizes with Rose because Beep feels alone on Earth and feels strange, and Rose talks about how because she's trans, she doesn't call it strange or weird, just different. And she understands being different. Again, another little talking about Rose as a character, so that means much to her, and it's very interesting. And I love it. So we see Tennant coming out of the ship, and he knows exactly what the fuck's happening because he hears Donna screaming like, "What the fuck is that? What is this fucking thing? It talks, mom, mom!" And the Meep's like, "Oh no, please! I'm just poor little Meep, please! I just want friends." It's like, oh my god, it's so funny. And then when fucking Sylvia comes out, she was like, "No, please don't look at it," because she's like, "If you see this and remember the doctor, you're gonna die. Please don't look at it." So it's chaos going, and then you hear a little ring at the door, and you see the doctor's face going, "Hello." And fucking Sylvia turns around and goes, "You," and starts storming to the door, ready to fucking beat the shit out the doctor. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. And as all this is happening, the Dr. Sonic's in. The doctor's like, the doctor walks in, and then Donna's like, "Oh, it's Skinny Man again." Skinny Man's like, "Hey, it's me." Sylvia's like, "Don't look at him. He's not here. The alien's not real. None of it's real." She's trying her hardest.
In the trailer, it looked like that bit was a bit longer. But it's cut down a bit, which is cool.
And Meep's just holding on the leg. She's like, "I got a fucking bloody Martian on my leg," and it's like all of this is happening. And as the doctor gets closer and closer, fucking Sylvia just whacks him in the face to get him away. And and the doctor's like, "Oh, okay, is this what we're doing now? Okay, let's go." And it's just a good comedy scene because as this is all going on, the music is going crazy, and the moment where Sylvia punches the doctor, the music stops. And everything's just kind of quiet, and I was like, "Oh god!" And then it comes back up again, and everyone's going crazy. It's a Skinny Man. No, what's the Skinny Man doing here? He's not here. He's not. Can't see him. There's no monster. Sylvia's literally going, "For the love of God, what's happening?" And then as this is all going crazy, all it's going having. Guess who comes home? Like, hey, it's fucking Sean, and everyone's like, "Oh my god."
What are we doing?
It's the most comedic timing thing I've seen.
It's so clever.
I love it. And Sean's just kind of like,
it's like, why is Neris's friend here?
Yeah, what's that fucking alien
with
thing?
Some weird toy.
And he's like, "Well, something smells nice because you're talking about the curry."
Yeah.
I love that
He
scene.
knows something's up, but he's like, he can't tell what it is. So he's like,
we've done with this before. I don't care. But it's so fun.
Yeah,
that was such a fun scene. It reminded me of the charade scene with Donna and the Doctor during the Unicorn and the Wasp, where he's like, he's like salt shaker, salt. You need salt. It's like fucking Camptown races. I was like, I love that. This is where I'm like, I'm in for the next fucking 3-4 seasons of this show.
Yeah.
I'm like this. This is where she went and typed to my friends, "Doctor Who is back." I'm like, I feel like this is my show. This is what I grew up on. This is the
same thing. This is back.
Doctor Who is the show that, like, and people keep saying, why do they have politics in Doctor Who or whatever? I'm like, Doctor Who's a show that literally.
Doctor Who has always been political.
Doctor Who's always taught me lessons like this, watching it. Honestly, without Doctor Who, I probably would have been, definitely would have been a completely different person. Who knows?
Yeah.
And And I honestly feel Doctor
Yeah,
Who's
if it wasn't for like Peter Capaldi Series 10, I would be very different. Very different.
Doctor Who taught me about morals, and
Yeah.
Davis isn't shying away from talking like, and for me, it was more about other things because during the time when I was watching it, the issues of the world were different.
Yeah.
The topics that they're talking about were different,
And many of which we didn't know about really at the time because
we were
we
young.
were kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those issues have slowly start to be less of a problem in quotation marks.
And new things have come in. Yeah. Circle of life.
So things were like sexuality, like stuff like that. Those are things that we'll talk with mainly the Captain Jack character.
Yeah.
But with Doctor Who being very camp in general and not shying away from thatness, and that stuff is the stuff that we grew up on, and it's the norm.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it is. It's very normal.
Growing up, we just, when you meet someone who's very camp, it's like, oh, cool, you're a funny guy.
You know, this is going to sound so bad, but I used to think that there was a gay accent because everyone was Welsh.
I didn't expect that. I wasn't expecting that. Everyone is. It's a gay
It's
accent,
like
'cause
everyone
in
that
Doctor
I
Who's
knew
Welsh.
that was gay was Welsh because they were in Doctor Who. It's like you're either Welsh or you're John Barrowman.
But yes, to get back to the episode of Doctor Who, they're sitting inside the living room. They're talking about who the Doctor is, the friend of Naris, and Donna does not believe it. But the Doctor's kind of like, I love what the situation is. I love being with you guys again, but someone's missing, and he brings up Wilf.
Yeah.
And Donna's like, well, that's not human.
He's not. Yeah, he's not with
And
us
I
anymore.
instantly thought, did they write out Wilf?
Yeah, I thought they like refilmed it and
Yeah, I was like, oh
wrote
shit,
him out.
So I'm like, oh no, they wrote out Wilf. I was so sad. And the Doctor's doing this whole thing where he's like, oh, he was a great guy. He was more that he was like.
I think they did rewrite it to have that moment.
Yeah,
I think they must
because Bernard Cribbins is actually passed away. The actor for Wilf did pass away
while they were filming. Yeah.
So, but the Doctor's talking about how like Wilf is basically, the Doctor was basically about to say that Wilf feels like his dad, which is a callback to how the Doctor said, "If I wish you were my dad." Which is, I just love that line so much.
And if anyone was going to be the Doctor's dad, like
Wilf,
it's going to be Wilf. Yeah.
But
Donna's like he was like Bernard Cribbins was like the dad to the whole nation. He was so beloved.
We love Bernard Cribbins. Again, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But then it's revealed that no, but Wilf isn't dead. Wilf is just in a home.
He's living somewhere else.
And it's been revealed that that was designed by Kate. Kate kind of gave him a place to stay to take care of him, which is really, really nice.
It's like, what's the connection here? Like,
I think she knows that. I think she's just taking care of the friends of the Doctor.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
and he's because I think this may link to how we get fucking Colin Baker's companion, the ginger one. What's the fucking name?
Oh, Bonnie Langford. Mal.
Yeah, I think this is maybe how we get Bonnie Langford, because we know that she's filming with Ncuti.
True. Yeah.
And there are.
Well, she was.
And some people say that they see her character in some of the trailer footage for these specials. So maybe she's a part of this in the third one.
Maybe.
Who knows? But yes.
But I just had a really funny thought. Just like obviously not anymore because Bernard passed away, but it'd be really funny to have the adventures of Wilf and what's his name? Ian.
Oh.
Ian. Just like they're living in a cottage together, just like mucking about, with
talking about
mates.
doctor stories, just like
Just,
having a
just
cup
like
of tea.
two old men with walking sticks, and
Just like
getting into arguments.
beating aliens with their sticks. Yeah!
Yeah,
Now that's a show. That's a show.
yeah.
We're gonna have a show for the children, show for the adults, a show for the family, and then a show for the old folk. Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Cribbins just like hitting them in the head with a cane. He's like, yeah, oh, Sontarans, back of the neck. It's just like, yeah.
No, I haven't seen one of them since the war.
Sontarans. That actually sounds like an amazing show. I want that now.
Yeah, yeah.
I want a show with
I-
like really old
I
Doctor
shouldn't
Who
have said
characters.
anything.
Just
Yeah,
old Doctor Who
we-
characters just living in a unit accommodation.
Yeah.
Just all like, oh my god, did you see that? What's that? It's the
Yeah.
fucking sea devils. It's like, oh, sea devils. Just old men in the like, you know in End of Time where Wilf basically gets the army of old people to help find the Doctor.
Yeah,
It's
it'd be
just-
like that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Ian and Neris, man. Ian and Neris, make that happen, Russell.
Oh my lord. Just on mobility scooters. Just an army
Yeah.
of fucking old people.
You just have like a really slow stair lift.
They're trying to chase off the fucking aliens.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, it's just, you just see them come around the corner. I want that so
Oh
bad.
my goodness, yeah.
Oh,
they've
please,
got to
please,
make it.
please make something like that.
If-
You know what? I will
if
write that for
Russell
you for
does-
free.
Yeah, yeah. If Russell doesn't make it, we'll end up doing it.
Oh, that's a lot. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, cool. But the Meep does say it breaks both my hearts, and that's another thing that Meep does too. Because should we reveal? No, I won't reveal the twist. But I'll ask you what you thought because Meep talks about having two hearts to kind of relate to the Doctor because the Doctor has two hearts.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Were you just completely like, yep, the Meep, we're gonna protect Meep?
I wasn't sure. I was just going along for the ride at this point. I was just like, I want to see what happens. I wasn't really thinking too much about is he good, is he bad. It was just the story's unfolding. My sister though, she worked it out in like a second.
So she hasn't read the comic either.
No.
Interesting. So as this happens, soldiers from unit come. The Doctors go to look at the door. A guy's got his fucking brain fucking control, and the Doctor's like, okay, well, we're not gonna let you search the house. And they basically fucking explode the fucking door, start shooting.
Yeah.
The fucking Wraith Warriors come from the backyard. They start shooting. Bah, 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 bah. They're in between the crossfires. And then the Doctor says one cool thing. The Doctor gets his sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
Beep, and makes these like force fields with the Sonic.
Yeah.
When the fuck did the Sonic get this upgrade?
I don't know. First I thought it was the squareness gun, but then I was like, no, this isn't the squareness gun.
When did they get the upgrade? Are they going to talk
No,
about it?
no.
Because I haven't read the recent
Oh
Doctor Who
no, I know
magazines.
why.
I'm not keeping that in.
That is a very old reference to that Stephen Fry episode.
That was bad. That was bad, Chris. That's not, for your own sake, I'm bleep that whole part. For your own sake. No, this will never make the light of day.
like leave it like a swear word, like the most offensive thing I could say.
Never making the light of day. But eventually they make it towards the attic. And the Doctor
Yeah.
basically sonics the mortar of the bricks to the other attached houses, which is why it's not a detached house, it's an attached house.
Yeah, even though I'll check if it was. I feel like it might have been actually. At the start.
They do that into the wall, so they go through everyone else's attic and get
Oh
down.
no, it is a terraced house from the outside.
Well then,
Yeah, I think we were both a bit stupid about
set
that one.
designers need to fix this shit.
No, they got it right.
Did they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got it, but they didn't. I didn't. It looked like it was detached, but it wasn't. Like when I look at the shot again, it wasn't.
Interesting.
It just looks like it was. If that makes sense.
I get you. But they go through the attics of everyone's houses because they're connected together, getting rid of the mortar on the walls, destroying them, and then they go downstairs towards this guy's front door, and he's just sitting, snoring away.
Yeah.
No idea that a fucking alien just passed him and walked him through his flat. Like his neighbors just basically got through his flat. No idea. But they do that, and they go towards Sean's taxi. And as they go towards Sean's taxi, the doctor does this thing. He goes and checks the pulse of one of the dead unit soldiers, and then he figures out something. He goes, wait, that doesn't make sense. Instantly, the reporter starts shooting at him. The doctor runs into the taxi, starts driving it away. Things are exploding, blowing up. It's crazy. But the doctor drives it away, and everyone's like, yeah, we're saved. But the doctor says, either we're saved or we've basically been played. Something's wrong here. So he drives them towards a car park. And as they get towards a car park, what the doctor does is he has this really stern, angry look on his face. He tells fucking Meep, get out. And he takes out from his pocket a judge's wig.
Yes. Of all things.
Pocket. We know that his pockets are bigger on the inside because that's canon.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So he probably
just dimensionally transcendental.
Yeah. So he probably had that. Imagine he just has everything in the fucking world in one pocket. It's like, I have a
oh my goodness
banana.
Imagine if he could put the TARDIS in his pocket.
Jesus. Or maybe when it like shrunk in that one Capaldi episode, just puts it in his pocket.
Yeah. And then he like unshrinks it again.
He just stores it in his pocket. That's done. You know.
And so he like, yeah.
Well, maybe. Who knows?
I was thinking he always has it on his person, but then how would he get in it?
Jump into his pocket. Ah, Geronimo.
Yeah. So it's, he has to wear that cap from Grandpa in My Pocket.
But the doctor basically does a court session, and he brings down, using his sonic, inserting one of the teleports of the Wraith Warriors. And Meeper's fucking scared. Meeper's like, what the hell? Donna's like, what are you doing? Donna's like, everyone be quiet. And he invokes Shadow Proclamation Protocol 15 P and 6, Chris. They're bringing back the Shadow Proclamation, and the fact that the Doctor actually knows the laws of the universe, which makes sense.
Yeah, the Galactic Council.
Because I love. It's so T. Davis right now. It's so,
you gotta play by the rules. It's natural law at the end of the day.
Sorry, mate. But the Doctor basically questions why Sean's taxi has no marks on it.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? And the two Wraith Warriors introduce themselves as constables, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm also basically saying everyone there had basically stun guns.
Yeah.
And the only people who had real guns were those soldiers with the swirling eyes, the ones who were taking control by the thing in the ship.
Yeah, because they already had those guns.
Yeah. And he asks, why were they there? Were they there to kill you, Meep? And Meep's like, what's happening? And then that's when the Wraith Warriors tell the tale of the Meep. Their planet was bathed in a living sun, and then one day, the sun went crazy, which gives me reminds me of like the sun from Akaten or something. That's what I'm getting in my head.
Yeah.
And they mention it's a psychedelic sun. The radiation
which
of
again,
Repeat. Say what you're gonna say.
Again, it could be the sun from the Rings of Akaten.
It could. That would be a really cool way to twist it in.
Yeah. But it's such a random thing, though.
But they said that the sun, basically, the radiation of the sun turned all of the Meep race crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's a psychedelic sun. He mutated all of the Meep kind, and they turned them into the beasts that want to conquest.
Mm.
And that the doctor mentions that's why the eyes kind of look like that.
Yeah.
Because the solar power of the sun is the thing that kind of took control of the unit people. And that's what that little magic thing was.
Mm.
So the Meep army try to kill the Galactic Council, and they're just like, well, you know what? Let's hear from Meep. Meep, what do you have to say? And the best transition of anything in Doctor Who I've seen in such a long time is because the doctor asks Meep, Meep, your turn. What do you have to say for yourself? What is your defense? And Meep just goes, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Fuck you, bitches. I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, whoa. And it's weird because Meep's face goes from the like, oh, I'm cute little Meep to the most terrifying fucking look of anger and teeth I've seen in so long. Meep just has like a, I'm happy to, I wanna fucking kill you. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Meep's face.
I mean that's just Miriam Margolyes.
Yeah, Miriam Margolyes just went full like, I'm a like. If this was a different show, Miriam would be swearing her ass off right now.
Oh, she would be. Like, she's gotten in so much trouble before about her swearing.
She would have done that, but then she Beep kills the two Wraith Warriors, and basically gets its soldiers that it controlled to take everyone in Sean's taxi, and basically reveals that Meep's task or Meep's goal is to go home but destroy as much of the Earth as can happen. Which is what that little drill thing does on the ship. The drill launch thing, because it will go in and destroy basically all of London. While they're in the back of the taxi, Donna basically remembers the Doctor.
Yeah. For a moment.
She asks her mother, do you know the Doctor? And she's like, no, I don't. She's like, well, you kind of act like you know him. And Donna just kind of like, I don't want to do, man. And she kind of hugs Rose and it's kind of like, my family. And she slowly just starts remembering the feeling of being with the Doctor.
Yeah.
But then before we can get anywhere, breaks. Doctor hits the back of his head, starts to get out. And they show that the ship that landed wasn't the Wraith Warrior ship. Oh, maybe no, it was the Wraith Warrior ship.
Yeah.
And it was containing Beep the Meep. And Meep kind of exclaims themselves as like the ruler of all. All hail Meep.
Yeah.
And they go to lock the Doctor and everyone. And as they're doing that, they're all kind of waiting. They've been taken to basically the roof or wherever they are being kept by unit soldiers.
Yeah.
And then we see Shelley Bigham has these fucking like darts in her wheelchair.
Yeah.
Shoots these guys. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Convenient.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Is that bad representation though? To say that, you know, everyone with a wheelchair has like built-in weapons.
I don't know. Ask Doctor Who fans who are less abled. It's not our point. It's not our point to talk about it, Chris.
Well, no, but given that, you know, every character in this era of Doctor Who is in a wheelchair has weapons in their wheelchair, I think Russell might be trying to say something. Hold on, this is the only episode.
Oh shit! Be scared of the wheelchair, people. That's terrible, Chris. That's terrible. You can't.
Yeah, it is bad.
But yeah, she shoots them with like darts, and basically explodes a wall towards the ship for the Doctor with weapons in her wheelchair. She's like, "Well, everyone in unit has this, basically." So it shows that people in unit
have built-in weapons somehow in some form.
If they're in wheelchairs, have weapons in their wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And that she's not the only person who works in unit and like so for example can't walk.
Yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense because often people who aren't able to be physically active for whatever reason naturally, like, not even like realizing, compensate with intelligence, and it's also like genetically as well. Somehow they're just naturally more intelligent. So yeah, that makes sense.
So Meep, so sorry. The doctor goes to go stop Meep from destroying London, and Donna and the family are taken away for safety. But then Donna says, "Stay with Rose." She says to Sean, "Stay with Rose. I'm gonna go and save and help the doctor."
And Sylvia's like, she called
Sylvia,
him the doctor.
Sylvia's like, wait a second. She said doctor. Which is like, wait, she's remembering him, but she's not.
Yeah.
Dead. The one rule was, if she remembers the doctor, she dies. Why is she not dead?
Yeah.
What's going on, Chris?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she goes into that, and the I think it's called the dagger drive system is initiated. The doctor's like, I'm trying to fix this shit. He's flicking buttons. Donna comes in, goes, how may I help you? The doctor's like, no, you're not. Get out of here. And before she can get out of here, the door's shut. And Meep sets off the dagger drive, and the doctor's like, fuck, I can't do this. He's trying to fix it with the sonic screwdriver. Meep deadlock seals it. He can't fix it with the sonic screwdriver. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And the door slides down, separating them and the doctor from the controls.
Yeah.
So the doctor's like, I can't do anything. I'm like, I can help. He's like, don't want you to help, but just, I can't do anything. The doctor's like, I can help, Donna. Donna's like, I can help, doctor, I can do it. So the doctor's like, whatever, there's nothing we can lose. So the doctor and Donna are working together.
Yeah.
But it's too late.
Yeah.
The dagger drive activates, and you see these cracks going all over the floor, which they've shown in the trailer footage, which I thought was, they thought they were going to do in episode 3, but it's not.
Yeah.
So I'm something I'm noticing, there's a lot of footage that I thought was in like episode 2 and 3 is in this episode.
Yeah. Well, but I think because this is its own self-contained story with its own beginning, middle, and end, which I think for until very recently, I think we all assumed it was a continuing storyline.
But it's like, it's weird because it's just something that they're obviously hiding stuff from the second and third episode. And I'm thinking this is again what their intent was too, because they know that this is based off the comic, so they know that people are going to know what's happening in this episode if they read the comic. So they weren't shying away from it. They go like, we're going to let some people know the twist, so we're not going to shy away from the fact that we know that. So we're just going to have fun, basically. Which is why I think
who was the companion in the comic? Was there one?
I think it was just some random people.
Oh, so the Doctor's just traveling on his own.
I think so. Yeah, I haven't read it in a long time.
Okay.
Okay. So those companions have been replaced. So basically, the role that Sean and Sylvia and Rose have is basically the role that the companions in that comic has.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, everything's going to shit. And then I was just like, you can't do anything. Then it's like, there has to be something to do. And then it's like, well, yeah, we can, but it's gonna kill you, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And Donna's like, well, just do it. What are you waiting for? Donna just kind of goes, why does it have to be this? And he's very different, and the way he's reacting to having to kill Donna is very different to how Ten reacted. Ten kept it so much more internally. He's being the strong soldier. He's like he holds it in. Well, this doctor's like, I don't want to kill you. I will not do this. I will not. He's like outwardly expressing it, showing that he's very much a different doctor.
Yeah.
And as this is happening,
is he Shooty's doctor, but in David's body? Is
no
this
idea. I just think the
personality?
14th Doctor is just more emotional.
Yeah.
Well,
compare this one to like the David in the end of 42. Like,
even
talk
that
about
David, even that
no
David
emotion.
was like, I'm not saying anything. He's like,
yeah, it was just like,
cool. I nearly died. You nearly died. Oh, whatever. Let's go in the TARDIS. It's like, okay.
He's just so depressed in that one.
But this doctor's like angry and stressed. But yeah, the doctor just randomly starts saying some words. It's like Wesley, Pelican, dreams, and I'm like, is he on crack? What's he doing?
Yeah.
I was like, he's just saying some words, and Donna's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Oh yeah. And then suddenly she's like, "I know these words."
Yeah, and it keeps going and going until Donna starts saying the words with the Doctor. They say like Sparrow, dance, and then
because they had the same mind. That's why.
Yeah. And before it's a fucking monster from midnight and goes, "No! Ah! Ah! No, it's back!" Ah! No, but then
we
eventually
just had listen to.
But eventually, the doctor says, I think it's like grief, and eventually Donna's like, binary, and she gets exploded with regenerative energy.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm here going, oh my god, they're killing Donna.
And there's literally like hell immediately under the ground.
I'm like, Donna's fucking dying. I'm like, is this why I don't see? Because in my head I'm going, is all the stuff that I saw in the trailer cut footage? I'm like, does Donna just die in this episode and we don't see her again?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm legitimately like, no fucking way. I was so glued to my screen. I stopped writing notes.
I feel like I knew she wasn't gonna die though. I
felt like it because they literally just have a moment where she just stops speaking and dies on the screen. I'm like, they just killed her off. I'm like, what the fuck? So Donna's exploding, the streets are going to hell, but Donna kind of doesn't die at this initial moment. She kind of comes back and everyone's like, what? Doctor's like, are you all right? And Donna's like, I gave away all my money. 166 million. For what? Skinny man? And I was like, well, the world's about to end. None's about to destroy. It's like, yeah, I gave it away, Doctor, because I wanted to be like you. Subconsciously, I wanted to be like you. The Doctor's like, what? It's like, I don't understand. It's like, well, Doctor, I gave 166 million away to be like you.
Yeah.
Doctor. And I was like, well, Donna, does the destruction of London's about to happen. It's like, yeah, I'll show you destruction, mate. Clicks her fingers. And she's like fucking pulling levers. And you know what they play?
Which one?
They play I Am the Doctor.
Did they?
They play dun 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 dun.
How did I not notice that?
And I'm sitting there going, that's so smart. Because guess what they reveal? That this isn't Donna right now. It's the Doctor Donna. And they're playing I Am the Doctor. I'm like, oh my god. I missed you, Marigold. I missed you so much.
But does this mean we're back to Marigold overplaying I Am the Doctor in every episode?
Dun, dun, dun. That and A Good Man Goes to War. I expect that to play some point. I'm expecting Good Man Goes to War to play some point.
One episode it's I Am the Doctor, the next it's Good Man Goes to War, then it's I Am the Doctor, Good Man Goes to War.
Then it's Jodie's. It's like, no, we're back.
My ears.
But yeah, they're playing I Am the Doctor while she's doing that, and Tennant's Doctor's like, the funny Doctor's like, wow. And she's like flicking shit. She's like, what, changing hyperfeeds. She's like, yes, and they're just both techno babbling, going crazy. It's amazing. The channel up booster drives, plexidromes, postrons, whatever the fuck they're called. And it's like, this is amazing.
Yeah, but like, how come the ground just kind of reverses like it was open? How did the whole thing just reverse? Like, why? Surely it would just stop it, but not fix it.
I don't think it did fix.
Well, no, like the whole ground just like
resealed itself. Yeah. It closed back in. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was really strange.
Science stuff. I don't know, Doctor Who science.
Oh yeah.
Ask Shirley Ann Bingham. I don't know.
Yeah.
But as they save the day, everything's happening. Donna collapses.
Yeah.
And just like when what's the Doctor's daughter's name again?
Georgia.
No, that's her actual name.
Um,
Jenny.
Jenny Ration.
As Jenny's in the doctor's hands dying, and he's like, and the same way that the Jenny was in the doctor's hand, the way the master was in the doctor's hand, when the doctor was like regenerate. He has Donna in her. He has Donna in his arms, and Donna's basically like, I think I know why this face came back. To say goodbye. And I'm like, fuck, man. That's when I thought they really are just killing off Donna.
Yeah, okay. I think at that point I knew. Yeah.
And then her eyes closed.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh.
I was like, you really just killed her in the first episode back. This is disgusting.
Mm.
And Meep's men come in, and Meep's men's like, capture this man. This man is the enemy. This man stopped all from happening. He's like, well, it wasn't me who did it. It was the Dr. Donna. And it's like, yeah. And they're all getting ready to kill the doctor until eventually the shit comes spurting out their eyes. They're no longer mind controlled. Donna wakes up. Meep's like, what the fuck's happening? Everyone's like, what the fuck's happening? And all you hear is Rose.
Yeah.
And Rose has somehow changed the feedback or whatever, science, timey-wimey, trickery stuff, closed up psychedelic waves or whatever, basically saving the day. And the doctor's like, what the fuck, how can you do that? How do you know so much? And it's revealed that Donna was able to remember the doctor for longer than he thought, because Donna had a child. And the power of the Dr. Donna was too much for Donna. That's why he had to remove her memory. But that power was inherited down. The Metacrash's doctor's power was passed down to her child, which is Rose. So they both are the Dr. Donna. And then they cut to a really cool scene where Donna's talking about binary, but then Rose is saying non-binary. Which is a very cheesy line.
Yeah.
I was like, I get what you're saying, but that was very on the nose.
Like, is she non-binary or is she trans female? Like,
it was very on the nose. But I think the idea is that Rose's character now knows who she is. So I think the idea is that Rose's character didn't know who she was, but now they know that they are non-binary, which is what I think is the guess. But you see that Rose has got fucking regenerative energy around them, and
I see what I see what you mean.
And the reason why the toys that Rose makes looks like the beings that Doctor and Donna have met is because of the Metacrash's doctor. The shed looks like a TARDIS. All of this stuff is because of the Metacrash's doctor, and it makes sense because the doctor is not just the doctor is not male, the doctor is not female. Technically the doctor is not binary. The doctor does not have a binary gender. And I'm like, that's cool. I like that. I think if you just had that man and not the cut back between binary and non-binary, I think that would have flowed a bit better. Because it would have made me go, oh, that's so cool. But it also had a dog dad. I don't know if that was Carvanista.
Oh wow, I forgot about Carvanista.
But I don't know if that's Carvanista. I'm sitting there going, how would they know about Carvanista?
Because everyone had one of those little dog things, didn't they? That was like the whole point. It was 2 years ago. I don't remember, but I remember there being something about like everyone in the world had their own like dog alien thing to take them off planet.
Maybe that's maybe true. That may be true. But yes, the Dr. Donna has passed down by generations, but it's still to the point where it could kill them. So the doctor's like, I gotta remove your memories again. I'm so sorry. Meep has been caught by Rose and has to have, I think it's 10,000 years in jail. That's their sentence. But Meep is like, then this is a one line which I think is very interesting, because Meep's like, a creature with two hearts is just a rare thing. But wait till I tell the boss. And I'm like, that's just a toy maker.
Yeah, it's like there's only one character that could be.
And I'm like, I know it's a toy maker because Beep the Meep
Because
looks like a toy.
It is, yeah, Beat the Meek is literally a toy.
So the toy, in my head, I'm like, the toy maker probably made Beep the Meep in my head. That's what I'm thinking they're gonna go with.
Yeah, and then
And
like
they
all the
also
others
mentioned
died.
they also mentioned that a creature with two hearts is rare, and that the boss probably has two hearts. Because if you know
Yeah,
that the toy
yeah.
maker, I think originally used to be the original idea of the toy maker used to be a Time Lord as well.
Well, the Time Lords didn't really exist at that point, but it was made clear that whatever the Doctor's race is, the toy maker is also.
Yeah, so it'll be assumed that the toy maker is a Time Lord. So like, and that's the toy maker's given name. Again, wait, sorry, that's again another. I just realized that's again another trans allegory. The Doctor gets to choose their name.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Well, I mean, technically, the Doctor has like 4 or 5 names. Someone made me realize.
But like
The Doctor has like 4 or 5 names.
you're like born your name, and that's the Doctor's
Yeah.
name. And that's basically the Doctor's name that the Doctor doesn't want to say, doesn't want to give out. Kind of like the
Yeah.
Doctor's dead name, right? And then when the Doctor
Exactly.
became the Doctor chose the name the Doctor. Same as how the Master chose the name the
Yeah.
Master.
But there's also another one, which is Theta Sigma, which is like a name given to him at the Academy.
I don't know what is that an audiobook thing?
I feel like it was introduced in a 7th Doctor story, but I haven't actually seen it, so I don't know whether it's just a coincidence.
I haven't seen it either,
or
so I
if-
have no idea to verify that.
and it was actually later, or if it was from that one.
But yes,
Um,
all of this is going down. It's going
No.
crazy.
Theta Sigma is the Doctor's past. Okay.
Oh, so it's not a name.
It's one of the ones, like Oncoming Storm, I guess. Like one of the small ones.
But yeah, the Doctor gets to choose a name, so the Doctor literally has always been a trans allegory. I didn't realize this. Very
Yeah, I
interesting.
guess so.
But the Doctor's like, well, now I've got to fix you guys because you guys can't still have this. The meta crisis is slowed down, but it's still wrapped around your brain and going to kill you. And this is another bit which
Yeah.
I'm like, I get where they were going with it, but it kind of just feels too on the nose again. Where they're
Yeah.
like, Doctor, you may have known it when you were a woman, but right now you are nothing. You are just a male presenting Doctor again.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that you're not a woman anymore. I'm like, okay, I get they're trying to make Jodie's era look better than it was, and Davis wants to show respect to Jodie's era, but I'm like, cool.
Why would you want to show respect to something that bad? Like, come on.
Because I think because all three of them are mates,
there's
so it's
been-
like
No, they're not mates.
They
They're
are
literally
mates.
not.
they are mates.
No, come on. I watched a video with them where they were like, we haven't sat down together, the 3 of us, in like 10 years, and literally Russell and Stephen live together. How difficult would it be to arrange to meet up? Like, they do not like Chibnall, clearly.
Who knows? But they talk about how there's something the male presenting timer can't do, which the female Doctor can do, because she's female, and it's just letting go of all the pain and issues. And I was like,
Yeah.
again, I get it, but it's kind of just like I'm not at the point to comment on it because I'm not a female. So
Yeah.
like I'm just gonna move on. I don't feel it was as progressive as they were assuming that line was to be. It felt a bit cheesy to me. But then basically, Rose and Donna just let go of that Meta Crisis Doctor energy.
Yeah.
So now, basically, they fixed the issue with Donna not being able to remember the Doctor, and now Donna can remember the Doctor. So the episode's ending with the Doctor kind of like, "Well, I'm gonna go. Do you wanna join me?" And they're like, and Sylvia's like, "No,"
Yeah.
because every time someone goes in that fucking TARDIS and you say that fucking line, something bad happens. It's like, I'm not
Yeah.
having this happen again. And Donna's like, "Well, I could just go in, please." And Doctor's like, "Well, we can go see Wilf." It's like, "Yeah, we can go see Wilf. Let's go talk to Wilf." I'm like, "Why can't you drive a car to see Wilf? You don't have to take the
Yeah.
TARDIS." But it's obvious that they were using it as an excuse so they can explore the universe again. It's kind of like a little white
Yeah.
lie.
Well, I mean, they don't want to give him a heart attack, so if she gets out of the TARDIS, that's better than her just turning up with the Doctor. Like, 'cause if she's in the TARDIS, she knows, and she's not dead.
But then they enter the TARDIS, and fucking hell. The new TARDIS looks fantastic. It looks so Star Trek-y to me.
It does. It's probably better than we've had before, but I know I've got something better.
It's better than... Okay, so in my opinion, it's better because my favorite TARDIS is the shed TARDIS that Matt Smith had.
Smith, yeah.
So that's I think that's my favorite looking one, and then it goes to the Capaldi Matt TARDIS. And then I think right now this is second. This is second for me because it's big, and I like that it's big. It's got ramps. It's wheelchair accessible. That's another plus. It's also, I like that it's got a lot. It's like a neutral space, and it feels very much like the classic Doctor Who TARDIS, but updated.
Yeah, it does,
and I like that. It has it very much feels like classic Doctor Who's TARDISes, but updated. Because one thing I remember about the old TARDIS is that they didn't used to have the police doors on the inside. There used to be these massive fucking doors that go. But obviously they don't have that. But it just feels like I can see if they had this budget back then and the technology back then, this would have been like Charlton's fucking TARDIS.
I guess,
That's what I could see. It's huge. It's lovely. The lights change. They even have a fucking machine that makes tea and coffee. And Doctor makes Donna a coffee. And Donna's like, well, this reminds you of the time when I got fired from my job. And we finally found out what got Donna fired. Because she dropped coffee on her computer.
Well, no, what I will say about that moment, she's concerned that she's going to drop coffee. And I said, that's not made of electricity. This is made of some other substance because it's not human technology. And then she went on to drop the coffee on the console. Not even drop it. She's talking about She's talking about how like, I don't want to do what I did last time and drop the coffee on that. And then as she's explaining, she actually flicks the coffee and goes, "Oh no, I've done it again!" Everything goes like, for goodness sake. But how does it blow up? Because it is literally not electricity.
Well, maybe we find out next week on Wild Beyonder. Maybe it's not just Donna. Maybe something else is happening. Who knows? But I'm happy that we have a weekly Doctor Who show, and it's good Doctor Who, and it feels like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But we hear
it feels like Doctor Who. Yeah.
We hear the ew once again, and I'm filled with so much joy, so much happiness. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. This is so cool. This is fucking fantastic. It feels like I'm back to being a child again. I literally felt like I was a child coming back home for Christmas to watch Doctor Who and be in my room by myself because no one else wanted to fucking watch the show with me. And I'm watching this. This is amazing. The cloister bell goes off. The TARDIS is red. Fire everywhere. And we know from Unleashed that was practical fire, not CG. And also the meat was practical, but then they CG replaced the meat.
Later, at the end.
And then
when it was evil.
We hear the beep, and it goes to the ending, and it's like, that's Doctor Who, we're back. I'm so happy. That was the Star Beast. What number out of 10, because that's our rating system, are you giving the Star Beast?
Can I say my reason why before I say the number?
Yeah, that's what you should do. Reason why, then the number.
I was gonna say. So I really liked it. It feels like Doctor Who is back. It feels like Doctor Who for the first time since Twice Upon a Time. And I'm not just saying that because I like Chibnall. It genuinely, that's when I feel Doctor Who kind of came to an end in my mind. Although it does feel far more Russell T Davies than that. It's like the return of that as opposed to the return of But the mystery was really cool. The political stuff was very interesting. And I'm glad that it was important to the plot, because if it wasn't, like, I would be just roasting it the whole way through this review. When it's needless, then I'll make fun of it, but it wasn't needless. And it was handled very well considering. Um, and but the thing is, I don't know if it was actually that good, just because it feels like Doctor Who again. I feel like Power of the Doctor might be better, in my opinion. Just just this one's got better music and more the Russell T Davies era feel to it. So I'm probably going to give it a 6.
Interesting.
Hmm.
That's a very interesting take, Chris.
Yeah, everyone's going to kill me.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, you will as well.
No, but
Well, what I'll say is, I feel like this does go to show that it's less about how good the episode is, and it's more about just maintaining the feel of the show. That's important. And as someone who wants to write Doctor Who one day, I'm kind of, I feel like that's good information to know. So yeah, I'm still very happy with it, and Doctor Who's back and stuff like that. So I'm still, I'm very happy.
For me, it's obviously me and Chris are different people.
Very different.
I'm black, he's white.
Whoa, I never said that. I never said that.
No, but like we're different people. Like I'm a queer person myself. Well, Chris is not. That's one of the main differentiations. So for me, when it comes to a lot of the stuff revolving around Rose's storyline, I gravitate to that a lot more than the Star Beast stuff, because I obviously know the comic as well. So for me, it's seeing how they represented Rose, how they represented the characters in relation to Rose and what Rose is going through, like how Sylvia didn't really know how to deal with it, but she's trying, stuff like that. I really liked the music, Murray Gold, using I Am the Doctor, redoing the 10th Doctor's theme, all that stuff, reusing Donna Noble's theme, all of these things, these little motifs that they kept bringing back. Loved it. It felt like Doctor Who. It didn't feel like a midnight. It didn't feel like a top tier Doctor Who Russell T Davies episode, but it didn't feel like a fucking 47.
42.
I didn't even know the number. That's how bad I hate it, Chris. It didn't feel like a 47, 42. It didn't feel like this.
Yeah.
Right? It didn't feel like that. It felt like one of the episodes where you're like, good episode this week, I'll see you next week. It felt like one of those.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed like the ones where you'll talk to your friends for like 5 minutes before you have to go back from break at school. Like you're like, oh, did you see Doctor Who this week? Yeah. You see the Rake Forest? Oh my god, when evil, that was awesome. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Then you hear the bell going off. Oh, we gotta go back to class. Like it felt like just one of those episodes. And it just
it's such a shame we never got that at college. It was always very negative.
Yeah, it was always like, oh my god. But like no.
The first Chibnall episode, you really liked it,
and everyone else didn't. And then it just dropped.
No. The first one was bad as well. And I knew that from the start.
Different opinions, but yeah, as I'm saying, it's like it has that feel. I'm 22. I'm about to be 23 next month, and I felt like 11 again. Just for a moment, I was like, I'm watching Doctor Who. Like, obviously I had to make notes for this podcast, but I stopped and just started watching it because I was like, this is awesome. Noticing the music, noticing all of that, it just felt like a return to form. But it's not the best thing ever, but it's a good start for the return of Russell T Davies for me.
Yes, yeah.
It shows that he's not shying away from talking about politics in quotation marks, talking about issues.
He is not scared in the slightest.
No, he's like,
just gonna
bring
go
it on.
for
I don't give a shit. He's like, and I love that. He's not scared at all.
Do people still use the term based? Because
that's pretty based. He's definitely based. He's based as fuck.
He's based.
But he's not afraid to do any of that. You can definitely see. But also, Doctor Who have a budget. Oh my lord! There was not one moment where I was like, "This is kind of bad CG." It was like I was like, "This is good."
Well,
It's not. What part did you think was bad CG, Chris?
Beep the Meep. I could tell it was CG.
Well,
when
yeah,
it was
because
CG bits.
Yeah.
And that to me is bad CG when you can tell.
Yeah, but it's hard to do because we don't see Beep the Beep normally, so you can see that stuff.
No, to be fair. And they do it so quickly. I mean, I was watching Confidential. In one episode, they said it's like they have to make 13 movies in the space of a year with all the special effects. And it takes forever to do, normally. And they have to make 13 of the 13 of these films.
Yep.
You know, so, yeah.
So Chris gave it a 6. I'm giving it a 7.
Ooh.
Because for me, I normally rate things in the out of 5, but we do it out of 10 in this podcast. And for me, 5, if we're rating out of 10 would be just bang average. I don't care either or. 10 would be fucking amazing. I will rewatch this episode to like learn about writing and film. Like Midnight is a 10 for me.
Dalek.
Heaven Sent. It's a 10.
Yeah.
Hellbent is I'm joking, no it's not.
Dalek is the best story ever written.
Dalek is a 10 as well.
Like not just Doctor Who. Dalek is the best work of fiction that has ever been produced in any form. And I'm gonna beat it.
I will be better. I'll be
the ultimate writer.
I will be the ultimate Dalek.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But I do.
Would
but in
make
between,
a good writer.
But in between 5 and 10 is 7. So I think that's why I put it there, because it does it does all I wanted for T. Davis to do. But the things that would have made it better is sometimes I thought there was a bit of a pacing issue. I felt like they were trying to rush through a bit. I would have like the instance went bang, we're landing, banged on us here, bang. Like if they had a little bit more of that going on, and a little bit less, so a little bit more of like the mystery of the Wraith Warriors and Beep, and the confusion of like trying to like tell people, oh no, Beep's the good guy. And if they had a bit more of that, I would have liked it a bit more. But it's TV, and I'm spoiled because I keep watching films, and films are longer form content, so I expect slower storytelling. But that's just me. But I just wanted it to be a little bit slower. It's the first time we've seen Donna. I really want to get to grips with her, but I'm assuming they're going to do this in the other episodes too. So I don't hate it, and that's why it gets a 7. So out of 20, the Dr. Wang podcast has given Star Beast a 13.
Yeah, I guess
13, or altogether it'll be a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that's for this episode. We got a 6.5 out of 10 for the Star Beast.
Because I really liked Power of the Doctor. It was so much fun. It's not Doctor Who. It's not the same.
Power of the Doctor for me is good, but the Power of the Doctor isn't good because of the writing. It's good because of the amount of cameos and callbacks it does, which it makes sense. It was a centenary episode.
It's better at nostalgia than this one, certainly.
Yes, but this one is definitely trying to say nostalgia's not all we're doing.
Yeah, it's very much trying to be like, it's 2008.
Yeah, it's like
Guys, 2008 again.
But hey, look, what's happening?
But we're progressive now.
But Power of the Doctor is because we have to imagine the Power of the Doctor had big hitters in it. It had the Master.
It had the Master. It had Rasputin.
It had the fucking Cybermen.
Yeah, it had Tegan and Ace.
The fucking past Doctors.
Oh my goodness! It had Ian Chesterton in it. You know, they wheeled him out of an old people's home and got him to do...
the unit old people's home after he was hitting a Sontaran. And they wheeled him out. But you know, this is all the stuff that they put a lot of stuff into that, so that stuff had to be better.
Yeah.
But this stuff we're trying to just tell it was trying to bring an old story in for the anniversary, retell it, while adding some new stuff to prepare for the new seasons and prepare for the next episodes. So it was doing a lot, and with a lot of stuff to do, it's hard to do, and that's why I gave it a 7. Because even if it's doing so, there was still some faults because it didn't feel as much of a episode for the 60th and more of an episode for the return of Russell. Which I don't hate because I like Russell. Russell Davies is probably my favorite writer for Doctor Who, so I don't hate it.
Stephen Moffat, fanboy right here.
I prefer Stephen Moffat when he was working with Russell for Russell stuff than when he was the showrunner.
That's true. But I prefer kind of Russell's like take on politics. I mean, as I say, Series 10 shaped my view of the world, so I think that's quite natural.
But yeah, that's us, guys. We'll see you next week. These should be releasing on Sundays if I edit it properly, but if you see it on a Monday, it's because I'm busy.
We are busy tomorrow.
Yes, we are making our film tomorrow. But yes, this is Dr. Y Podcast. We have given this out of 10 a 6.5. Thank you all for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next week for A Wild Blue Yonder. Very excited for that one. Yeah, I've been Nermin, also known as Dan. That's been also known as Chris. And we'll catch you guys next week. Say goodbye, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah. Let's go.